Hey sports fans, Coach Nick here, and this video is brought to you by the online BBallBreakdown membership. Click the first link in the description below to learn more and join.
Good.
The Golden State Warriors are on the verge of sweeping the Portland Trail Blazers, and while you can point to any number of reasons, the defensive job they're doing on Damian Lillard has got to be at the top of the list. Yet, it wasn't that long ago he was completely lighting up the Oklahoma City Thunder in the first round. What happened? What are the Warriors doing differently? Why did Dame time become lame time? Let's start by looking at the closeout Game 5 when Portland hosted Oklahoma City and Lillard went off for 50 points, including the series ender, and compare that to last night's Game 3 loss, which started out amazing from the Blazers, but followed the script as the second half was an avalanche by the Warriors. From a personnel standpoint, it's a lot different bringing it up against Dennis Schroeder, knowing Jeremy Grant and Paul George are back there, as he blows right into the lane for this gorgeous twisting layup off the glass. Compare that to what the Warriors did, running a mobile big at him before he even gets to half court. Even though he gets a step, he was forced to accelerate too quickly, loses his balance, and turns it over. And when he tried to attack right away, he's got Iguodala on him, and Draymond Green completely ignoring Harkless to contest this shot too. Klay Thompson is much longer and taller than Lillard, plus is one of the premier perimeter defenders in the game. Add to that Kevon Looney, who moves much quicker than Steven Adams, and those openings get sealed up in a hurry. Russ doesn't move as well as Klay, and Dame can get into his body on the way by him and draw the foul. OKC simply switched the pick and roll all series long, so the Blazers could force the matchups they wanted to at any given time. Russ simply can't keep him in front, and notice where Adams is as the drive starts. He's not in front and ready to contest until Dame is past the dotted line, finishing with a created double pump. Now check Draymond's position. He's already at the free throw line waiting, and he's completely in front of the drive before Dame gets in the paint. Then he jumps backwards to avoid the contact that Lillard is desperate to create and contests the shot into a miss. From the right wing, he isolates on a guard his size, gets right into the middle. Again, notice how Adams won't ignore Harkless and rotate over. In fact, Lillard doesn't meet any help defenders until he's taking off inside the dotted line, enabling him another creative finish on the right side of the rim. Dame uses the handoff to turn the corner and split the defense, but Iguodala is able to ignore Aminu. Draymond is ready to pounce as well. Iggy meets him at the dotted line and deflects the pass into a steal. The Blazers targeted Jeremy Grant a lot in this game, and it was simple to get that matchup for them. Russ could have stepped up to stop him early, but calls Adams over way too late as Dame is running up his back. Even though this misses, it's a pretty easy floater for him. When Lillard turns the corner here, see how Iguodala is again ignoring Aminu, daring them to throw it to him, and the pressure and long arms forces Dame into a poor decision and a turnover. The handoff was a good way to get Dame a catch on the run and more difficult to double team him. However, when they run this on the wing, it allows Draymond to zone this up, literally just waiting on the block while Harkless and Aminu are easily defended by Iguodala. The double comes, Lillard knows he can't drive to the hoop anyway, so he makes the right decision, but Green slides right in to easily steal the pass. When the fourth quarter rolled around, it was clear Lillard was worn out. Even when he got to the rim on nice moves, he could not finish under the heavy pressure of Looney, and on this reverse, it's possible his injured left ribs came into play as he could not use his left arm well enough to direct the reverse layup into the basket. When running the pick and roll and knowing they're going to switch, it's important to have a game plan, and they clearly wanted to attack Jeremy Grant as Lillard gets the switch and hits the long two-step back in his face. Getting Jordan Bell on him might have sounded like a good idea on paper, but he's an even better athlete than Grant with a defensive mindset. And while Dame was able to create a shot in the lane, it was heavily contested and a very difficult shot. They also found success with the inexperienced Ferguson being forced to pick him up as he would get into the body, then pull up for the foul and free throws. But if you're searching for the right mismatch in this scenario, you've got to be thinking Steph Curry first, Kevon Looney second, The last guy you want to switch off of from Klay is Andre Iguodala. But it actually worked on this possession as Lillard was able to draw enough contact to get the ref to blow his whistle. One thing in common in both series is the lack of shooting fouls called for Dame when he's pulling up quick off the dribble and this defender was right on top of him. He was so blindingly hot, however, that the shots would still go in despite his protests that there was enough contact to warrant the free throw. And because of these plays, it shouldn't come as a surprise that he can't seem to get the whistle to blow in the conference finals either. And earlier in the game, to avoid a double team, Lillard isolates out top on Klay, gets him in the air, there is contact, but the refs won't give him the benefit of the doubt and it's essentially a turnover. The Thunder were terrible at icing the pick and roll against Dame. Schroeder clearly wants to force Lillard away from the ball screen while Morris sinks in that direction. Lillard uses the screen anyway, and Morris cannot recover in time as the ball drops straight through the net. Same thing here as Adams is waiting for Lillard to come back to his side. Instead, he gets around to the right wing and pulls up for the wide open triple. Watch how Jordan Bell is able to get around the CJ screen and meet the ball with both feet above the three-point line. Unclear why Lillard settles, but Bell is right there to contest and this shot isn't close. One key to avoid excessive pressure by the defense is to utilize the catch and shoot before the opponent can close the gap, like on this CJ handoff into a three-point shot. Lillard gets to sprint into the handoff here, getting him a step on Klay, and there simply isn't an explanation as to why the refs didn't give him free throws. He clearly has both hands on the ball, and the contact is initiated by his arms lifting up into a shot. The Blazers ran the loop for Damian here, and the Warriors tried to switch each screen, but it gets muddled and a nice open shot, he just can't hit it. And deep in the fourth, he snakes around a Harkless screen out top, who dives to the hoop taking Looney away, and Lillard can get a crazy hard shot off and in the hoop. While these shots are the most difficult, by letting Dame just isolate without running much, if any, offense, at least he can create space on a level playing field one-on-one versus getting double-teamed. And we all can't forget how he ended the series. No ball screens, no handoffs, no other players involved, lest another defender can get in his way, and he cold buried this clutch shot. When they run this handoff out of the corner, the Blazers have the mismatch, but run the handoff anyway and get another mismatch in Jonas Jerebko. But watch what the Warriors do. Klay tells Looney to get up there and double, which immediately gets it out of Dame's hands. Leonard screws up royally by not giving it to wide open CJ in the corner, and now Dame is left with no time on the clock and has to burp up this bad one, and the game is on its way to being over. Of course, a lot of his problems shooting, I'm sure, are related to the very painful injury he sustained to his ribs. And I have to imagine most basketball-related activities are really hard for him to do right now. But the show must go on, and the Warriors have been remarkably consistent ignoring non-factors like Harkless and Aminu in order to shadow and/or double Lillard to get it out of his hands. The only real success they found is with Lillard off the ball on catch-and-shoot shots before the double and rotations come. And I'm sure the Thunder are kicking themselves for not trying this in their series. But the Warriors are more than happy to continue the torture chamber until they finish the sweep on Monday night. Sports fans, Coach Nick again, and thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, then I've got a new online basketball membership where I share with you the best of what NBA teams are doing to help you be more successful on the court. Click the first link in the description or the pinned comment below to learn more. And don't forget to like and subscribe and let me know how you feel about today's video. Check your settings to make sure you get notified each time we drop a new one. After all, at BBallBreakdown, we're not a channel, we're a conversation. You in?